It's interesting. I was actually talking with one of my students today, and she mentioned to me that some of the people out there that she wouldn't do business with them because they're not professional. And it made me think, right, that some of you guys out there are playing business, not actually doing business. And the simple fact that you've got Gmail accounts instead of professional email addresses, and I get it. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. You may be trying to save some coins, whatever the case may be. But, the thing is, people are looking at you out here. And if you're going to step out and present yourself to the public, you should come out correct. I mean, little things like that make a difference. I mean, these are things that I talk about in my basic free course over at freegovconcourse.com. So again, these are things that you should be learning about how to make yourself look professional, at least on the outside, because even if your peers at the fundamental level won't even do business with you, that I think that's a problem. But that's not why we're here to talk today. I mean, today I really want to share with you some conversation we had last night with some of the students in our live weekly Q&A session for our GovCon members. One of the things that we talked about was working together, and I mentioned that in a recent video. But an idea that was presented to me by someone recently, one of my podcast guests, she said, we can't all do this. We can't do all the projects, right? And none of us can do every project. And so I shared with him one of the things that she did to win successfully over $10 million in contracts. When you looked at the sources sought, instead of always trying to be the respond yourself to a sources sought notice, she would call one of her competitors and say, hey, did you see that sources sought? And have one of her competitors respond, knowing that this person is within the same socioeconomic category. And what that did was, it, again, if you know the rule of two, if there's two more persons determined in the market research that can perform that work, then the government has shown and demonstrated that the reason to set it aside. And that was a very effective strategy for her that yielded her $10 million in sole source contracts. And I thought, well, I got to share this with you guys, man. I was like, look, I got to get my people and share this with them. But yeah, so think about it this way. If you are on a, say, IT and you're 8A, and then you see something come out, a sources sought for an IT solicitation that maybe you can do, but also a couple other guys in your space can do it. Well, if you're the only person that responds to that sources sought, the market research might not let them put it to 8A. However, if you call up a buddy, or not, I won't say a buddy, if you call up a competitor, they may be likely to set it aside if both of you respond. And someone just recently I was talking to from the DC meetup, they said that they were going in with a buddy to respond to sources sought, but they were responding as a team, not independently. So again, I would like to suggest that you consider this as an alternative, because what will happen is, again, if the market research shows there's just reason to set aside to HubZone or 8A or EDWSB or whatever the case may be, try reaching out to some of your competitors and saying, hey, look, I'm going to respond to sources sought. Did you see it? And try and encourage them to do the same thing. Because at the very least, what will happen is you will reduce the amount of pool of potential suitors who are available to bid this job. Again, I'm thinking with an open mind, with a closed fist, because I'm not trying to get every single project. And if you are trying to get every single project, then you're going to find you're not getting any projects. Keep that in mind. Thought it was something that we should talk about today, and so I just want to kind of come on and share that everybody. All right, we'll talk to you soon.